no community boards, and then naming this if they are introduced. Ian Stewart, 10 councillors, 2 wards, no community boards. Gwenda Brody, 10 councillors, 3 wards, and retain TCB. Trevor May, even the 10 councillors, T-Rail needs a sense of ownership. If I tick no, presumed at that stage, believes there should be community boards. Patricia Paul, 10 councillors, 3 wards, retained. Godfrey Paul, similarly. Sorry? Jeffrey, sorry. Peter Nathan, 3 wards, Democratic. Cheryl Clothier, 10 councillors, dedicated councillor and retained. Maria Bird, 10 councillors, 3 wards, retained. Brian Robinson, 10 councillors, democratically retained. Diane McGregor, 10 councillors. The interesting one is a proposal, 1 ward, and so therefore, I guess effectively voting at large. And so still keep a TWL community board, and of course that is possible. Glenn Madron, 10 councillors, retaining. Please, if there's anything there, that. Cassandra Robinson was from the TWL Community Board, and we've heard that. Oh, that's your personal one. All right. The high load, 3 wards, and retain. The comment there, every Waikato community should have the ability to have a community board representing them as the extra. Joe Heath, 10 councillors, 3 wards, no community boards. TWL councillor can do the job fine without the board. David Foote, 10 councillors, supports 2 wards and no community boards. Mick Jones, 9 councillors, 3 wards and no community boards. Cheryl Earls, 10 councillors, 2 wards, retain the TCB. Thomas Fitz, 10 councillors, 2 wards, no community boards, upper and lower. Phil Parker, 10 councillors, 2 wards, no community boards, north and south. Are there any comments on any of those?
Just brief comments. Sharon Closier's submission. I struggle to believe that TRO is totally different from the rest of the district.
There's certainly been a comment that has been made, to me on a one-to-one basis. On top of that, we had nothing in relationship to Barry or those.
I accept a difference.
Yeah.
I cannot accept totally different.
So, in all, if you go to the agenda on page 6, if you see the breakdown of that. But just let me, we went out with that proposal, and again, as we had to, that picked the base upon number, that as it came to 2 wards, was moved by Councillor Van Rooyen and Councillor Gash, and that was unanimously covered that there would be 2 wards. Councillor Van Rooyen and Councillor Gash proposed no community boards, and that went through with Councillor Lee recording his vote against that, and then we talked about community education plan. So if you go on to page 6, in terms of the total number of submissions, talking about number of councillors, there were 64, 56, 1 at 10, 1 for 1 for 12, which was that I found as well, that was almost talking about community boards, lining up the commentary that you have there. Are there any questions or comments anybody wishes to make on those pages 6, 7 and 8 before we, and the top of number 9, discussions on any of those points there, please, from councillors, then I ask the officers to make any comments. Read it all? Yep, you have.
Your Worship, just one comment. I moved the motion that we go to 2 wards, and my thinking at the time behind that was it would force more councillors to actually canvass the thinking of the Tirau community and the Tirau residents, because to become elected it is very important that you make contact. So my drive was to, and I'm not in any shape or form saying that Tirau is not well represented right now, but I thought that wider representation would be better.
And I have to say that personally I agreed with your reasoning there, that if you looked at the, although Mr. Blake brought it up, if you actually looked at the voting numbers and you stood only Tauranga and you didn't have an interest there, you'd be hard pushed to get elected without Tirau voters picking you up. You actually wouldn't, it would diminish your opportunity at that stage. You would need Tirau votes to get it, and so, and I think it happens in, we have simply, don't have Maori representation because we you can't get that vote there. You're not going to get elected in Tokoroa either. So we've actually done that. Any other comments, please? Mr. Smith, any comments?
Nothing particularly, Your Worship. Pages 4 through the rest of the things is taken as read. Just in terms of process going forward, we will republish the second proposal, and there is an ability for people to respond to that, but that will end up going through the Local Government Commission. It doesn't come here.
And
So
I
this is
think
the end now.
just to make quite certain that people understand that, in which we put out, correct me if I'm wrong, we put out our next preferred option. They don't make submission to us to change it. They then say we don't like that, and that then goes to local government, the Local Government Commission. So it's not to us to get another feedback, to have another crack at it. We put out our, what we call our definitive proposal, and if anybody objects to that, and I have no idea how much community support you need for that, I do believe that at that stage, seeing it's going to the Commission, and I'll be corrected in my that any councillor could actually do that as well. Anybody can actually do it, and I don't know how much to go to the Commission and say they disagree with that definitive proposal we put. It doesn't come back to us. Am I right?
Demonstrable support from the community.
Yeah. And so out of, somebody could out of these submissions could say that there are actually troubles.
Just a clarification point. I am quite surprised that the councillor who has not submitted, or a person who has not submitted, has the ability to go to local government. Does that mean other people that haven't submitted can also?
Yes. Yep. It's public. It's a public. It's not submitted. My understanding is that it's gone out as a public document again, and I am amazed, and I guess it takes place when you talk that here we've gone out with a proposal to